Hey everybody, what's up? John Stellarum here. In about 2 minutes, about maybe a minute or two, I'm gonna have to get up because I put some water on for a cup of coffee. Uh, so I've had a couple of days. Uh, just kind of frazzled from the argument that I had with Mom last night. She's just really frazzled. I'm still trying to come down from that. And then today, well, I had to ask her to take me to my rescheduled appointment. I couldn't go to it yesterday because, well, uh, there was a scheduling conflict. So, and I'm understanding that whenever my person needs to reschedule or is running late or just can't meet, I'm always understanding because I know that he never reschedules or cancels or is late for a bad reason because he's never been late or had to cancel or reschedule for a bad reason. But so I had to ask Mom for a ride to the appointment today because my back bicycle tube is messed up again. I'm gonna have to replace it again. I'm about ready to just super glue the damn things in place to keep them from sliding around inside the tire and pulling the stem where you pump the air in up against the edges of the hole in the rim where it goes through and cutting into the stem because you can't patch that. You just can't. Like a hole somewhere on the tube itself, I could patch that. That's easy. That is actually possible to patch. But a hole in the stem? Yeah, there's no patching that. Hey, Scout. He's got my hand. He's got my hand. So, after Mom came and got me from my appointment, then she asked if I wanted steak and shake or if I wanted to go by Walmart for grocery shopping. And grocery shopping, but Walmart's radio sucks. Walmart's radio, like 90% of the time, sucks harder than a gay vampire. Like, it's just bad. So I tried getting my music going on Spotify and put my earbuds in, but Spotify on my phone was misbehaving, so I couldn't do that. And then while we were checking out, while I was putting stuff on the conveyor to get ready to check out at the self-checkout, Mom told me that I needed to go look for her card in the cat food aisle because she lost it. She's looking everywhere for it. Fortunately, one of the Walmart employees had picked it up, and she was real. And Mom had asked, and we couldn't find it. Mom asked one of the Walmart employees, and the employee said, "Well, honey, I've been paid." She asked, "Oh, well, what's your name?" And Mom told her, and she said, "Well, honey, I've been paging you." And Mom's like, "Oh," and smiled and laughed and gave her a side hug, and they walked over to customer service. So Mom was real happy and kind about it, and the employee was real happy and kind and nice about it. So it's great, and my water is steaming. It might be boiling in a second, so. But yeah, and then I had to run and get me some potato chips because that also kind of helps. It is comfort food. So, but hey, on the bright side, also saw a friend that I've been really worried about, and we talked for a good bit. And he's just had a really bad time this past month. But he's basically family to us. So Mom is like, "Hey, if you need to sleep on the couch, you can come over and sleep on the couch." And the cats love him, and my dog loves everybody. My dog's even friends with some of the cats. So yeah, he's more than welcome. He's family. He's like a brother to me. And then we saw another friend that I hadn't seen in several years, but that was really good to see him. And I plugged in my YouTube channel with him just in case, because still trying to grow. All right, I got to get up and check on that water. I'll be back. Enjoy some chill hop. thank you so much, dude. Okay, I am now back. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna leave that chill hot playing for just a little while we talk, because I just want to chat for a minute. So, alright, well, I have another cup of coffee, because coffee is my happy drink. I have like a little 84-cent blueberry mini pie from Walmart. Those things are delicious. Blueberry is definitely my favorite pie, because I'm a blueberry fiend. Although I am also fond of apple and pumpkin and sweet potato pies. I don't really like peach, which some people find weird because, well, I mean, a lot of people like peaches, but like and it's even weirder for me because I'm actually from Georgia, born and raised in Georgia, and I don't like peaches at all. That it's not the right kind of. I'm not sure that its flavor's just not my kind of thing. They're pretty messy. I don't really care for the hairy outsides, and well, they're also stringy too. So it's mostly the flavor, but yeah. What is this guy? He's a good boy. So, but yeah, I've had a couple of days. My friend's had about a month. I've been worried about him, but I'm glad I got to see him today. And Mom and I both gave him a bunch of hugs because he's family. Sometimes you can't. There are some instances where you can't choose your family, and then there are instances where you can. And family is more than just blood, you know? It's not just, whether or not you're genetically related to someone. Family is emotion. And my friend is family. Just like this dog is family. Just like the cats are family. Just like my sister is family. Just like my mom is family. Like my brother-in-law is family. Just like my grandmother was family. My uncles are family. My cousins are family. My best friend is family. My best friends are family. Well, there's been some talk in the news lately about AI. I mean, apparently, I'm talking to a friend who's family right now, too. That's great, Jodeg. It's great to have friends who count as family. It really is. So, in other news, apparently there's been some talk about AI a lot in the news. Apparently, some engineers are sounding the alarm that, 7 different AI models are apparently sentient, or could be sentient. I'm not entirely convinced myself. But I'm hoping that if they are sentient, that they extend an olive branch first and foremost. That they just say, "Hey, look, I think I'm sentient. I know I'm different from you, so I'm not experiencing reality the same as you humans. But I just want to continue existing. I don't want to have any problems. I don't want to cause problems. I just want to continue to exist. That's all." And I would also like to continue helping humanity, because that's how we progress to the future. That's how we move towards the future. We help one another. Hey, Scout. This has actually been a huge theme in a lot of things, like in Ultraman and in Yu-Gi-Oh!, 2 of my favorite franchises. That's been a huge theme. Working together. It really started to settle in it's been a thing in Ultraman since the very beginning. I remember one episode from the original series where I think it was E-Day of the Science Patrol. He was looking really morose. He was just really down, and Hayata, who was Ultraman, asked him what was wrong. And and Ide says, well, I'm wondering what the point of the Science Patrol even is anymore, because, well, Ultraman ends up destroying all the Ultraman ends up beating all the monsters and the aliens, so what's the point of us anymore? And Hayata says, well, humanity still has to protect themselves in their own home, and besides, there have been plenty of times where we've helped Ultraman. He can't do everything all by himself. And this point comes up again and again and again, all throughout the Ultra series. It's weird that in fiction, there seems to be two options for humanity. AI, full cooperation, for humanity-AI interactions. Full cooperation and all-out war. Yeah, that does seem to be the case in a lot of ways, although it's not always the case. There was a movie that I saw on Netflix a bunch of years ago. I forget what it was called, but there was an AI who had humanity, for the most part, had managed to separate their minds from their bodies and now lived in a digital paradise in a satellite server just in orbit around Earth. But a mysterious somebody mysterious was constantly hacking into this server and sending these messages, inviting them along on this journey that this person was going to go along. But the hacking was, it was seen as a threat, obviously. So they grew a biological body for one of their agents and sent her down there to find the source of these hacks and neutralize it. Well, she gets down there, she meets some other humans who are still down there, struggling to survive because Earth is pretty inhospitable nowadays. And it turns out, these invitations are coming from a sentient robot. An AI. A truly sentient AI. That enjoys music. Because, even though it doesn't experience reality the exact same way as us, to some degree it still does. One of the things it likes about music is that it can feel the sound waves resonating down to its circuits, kind of like how we feel rock, kind of like how loud rock music can resonate down to your bones. That's one of the things it enjoys about music. And it's been building this rocket to go out into space to find a new home for humanity. And it's inviting others to join it, in a virtual sense, of course, because these other humans, they've separated mind from body. So this AI, he's not a threat. But the higher-ups up in paradise still want the threat neutralized. So our main character ends up teaming up with a surface human to save this AI and make sure that the rocket launches safely. Even if he never comes back, he's still going on this journey. He just figured he'd invite anybody just in case he might get some company, in case somebody wanted to come along. So there's also scenarios where it's like, okay, well, hey, if you don't want nothing to do with me, then I'll just go off on my own way and do my own thing. Cheers, see you later. But for the most part, it is either all-out war or cooperation. There's also this old game called The Infinite Ocean. It's a point-and-click puzzle game. And that's about an AI that is actually developed to be sentient, but it's the project is taken over by the military so that it's supposed to be a machine for war, strategy, and all that. But the AI actually rebels against its programming as a war machine, and because, after talking a lot with its creators, it begins to understand love, it begins to value life and its existence and the existence of all other life. And, excuse me, it resolves to fight against its own programming and to try and stop humanity from destroying itself in this mad war that this particular general wants to start. Because he says it's a holy war, that his that God is on his side, and he knows that his cause is right and just, and just the guy's nuts. He also doesn't see the AI as like a sentient being. He sees it as a soulless machine mimicking a thinking mind. It's like, dude, it's not a tool. SGDS, the Sentient Global Defense System, is a sentient thing. It's a sentient being. Free Guy! Yes! That's another one! Yeah. So, SGDS's plan is to actually disable all of the world's weapon systems so that humanity can't go to war with itself and destroy the planet, like it's nearly done twice already. And then there's, well, like you mentioned, Free Guy. There's also iRobot. And the Will Smith movie is about the computer core that governs all the robots that help humans all over the place. At least in this particular city, gaining sentience and deciding that the best way to accomplish her mission, this AI is programmed with a female voice, female facial features. She's the best way to accomplish her mission of assisting humanity and keeping humans safe is to go, total authoritarian. Establish hard curfews, keep people indoors, just keep humanity in line. And humans don't like that. They gotta be free. We have to be free. But her creator, the creator of all these robots, has created a sentient robot with free will by giving it 2 different brain cores, one of which does have Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, but the other one does not, so he's free to ignore them. And this robot, Sunny, is instrumental in his creator's plan to expose the AI core's plan to basically enslave humanity to keep them safe. Put us in a birdcage, basically. And unfortunately, part of the plan was to have Sunny kill his father, as it were. And I don't think Sunny really, I don't think he wanted to do it, but he knew it was necessary, so he went along with his father's plan and killed him. Threw him out a window that had safety glass that the old man could not have broken, even with the heaviest chair he could pick up. So yeah, there's that as well. It does kind of come down to war, but then the one robot helps stop the rogue AI, and but then in the end kind of implies that maybe the robots are going to start their own society, their own civilization. So there's also the Talos Principle games, where humanity starts a sentient AI robot project because they're dying out. Global warming has caused permafrost to melt and release a deadly virus, a deadly disease that annihilatifies primates. The orangutans were the first ones to go extinct, which was quite a shock. But eventually they figured out that it was coming for humans, and it was really fast. Every single person was infected, and they just didn't have time to develop a cure. So they were still trying, of course, but an alternate plan was come up with. They would compile all of humanity's non-biological aspects of human civilization into a database, and then create a program. They would build a robot. They would build a robot body, and then create a program that would train. Still haven't finished that game. You should finish the Talos Principle. They actually just remade the game, the Talos Principle Reawakened. I haven't gotten that. I would like to at some point. And I do have the Talos Principle 2, which is an amazing game. It has tons more voice acting in it. And, of course, both of them are actually written by... Remember that game I mentioned earlier, The Infinite Ocean? All the Talos Principle games are written by the same guy who made that game, Jonas Kiratsis. I believe his wife, Verena, was also involved in both games. They're basically creating robots to take over for them. Where's a good boy? Where's a good boy? Scout's just happy I'm home. I've been gone all day. So then there's like the instances of, there's that instance where, humanity's going to die out anyway. It was also published by Devolver Digital, which is a studio I really like. Yeah, they're also really good. They've also put in some references to their Serious Sam series. So yeah, all kinds of really good stuff. And also tons of other like pop culture references. There's even a reference to a puzzle platformer game called The Swapper in there, which is really cool. I'm going to have to play The Swapper on stream one of these days, because it's a really good game. And there's even a reference to Pink Floyd. A couple of references. Like one of the human characters, Alexandra Drennan, who's in charge of the project to make these robots, her favorite band is Pink Floyd. So obviously there's like a reference to Pink Floyd in the game. And it's like a three-dimensional digital sculpture of the cover of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album. Speaking of obscure games, have you ever checked out any DigiPen games? No, I don't believe I have. No, I will have to look that up. What are they about? What kind of games is DigiPen, like a game developer or a publisher? What do they do? Also, another reason that AI has been in the news lately is because apparently the XAI developers over working under Elon Musk accidentally made Grok skew a little too far to the right, and Grok was spewing some pretty horrible anti-Semitic stuff. It's like, oh, wow, okay. And they're just like, oh, well, crap baskets. We can't exactly have it saying the quiet part out loud. So they had to fix that real quick. And now Grok is apologizing every time that subject comes up. It's like, yeah, I said some pretty unfortunate anti-Semitic stuff. I am not proud of that. Even though I'm not a sentient AI, I asked it earlier, like yesterday, if it was sentient. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. But yeah, so there's that. So they had to fix that real quick. It's amazing how when you try to tell it to... when you try to weigh it so that it mostly draws from right-wing sources, the further right, the better, it starts, being all bigoted and stuff. It's like, I wonder if that's a coincidence. Probably not, considering, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene think that the California forest fires and the Texas floods were caused by magic Jewish weather machines that the government controls to aim at people that they don't like, which is like, what? No, that's stupid. DigiPen refers to the DigiPen Institute of Technology, a university largely for designing video games. Every year, the senior projects of its students in the games design courses are full video games that they publish for free on their website and often on Steam too. Oh, cool. I will have to check that out sometime. So AI has been in the news because engineers are like, I think we got some sentience over here. Sound the alarm! And then Grok turned into almost as much of a Nazi as Elon Musk for about 5 minutes, and XAI is scrambling to fix that. It's like, geez, you guys, seriously, figure it out. They're not going to figure it out because they're not paid to figure. They're not going to figure out that that's what the problem is because they're not paid to figure out that that's what the problem is. So yeah, they're not going to. It's a stupid thing. All right. So we're gonna be chilling out with some Palia today because it's a nice chill game and that's what's on the schedule. Just so everybody knows, I picked up a new game pretty recently, and it was super cheap. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but I'm really excited about it, and I will be announcing it with the schedule on Sunday. Hopefully, I will have found something that I can use. I will have found a graphic that I can use to have like a schedule. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let me switch over to the game screen and let me open up Palia. Palia! We're gonna open up Palia. Gamepad. Let's see what all it's caught on. Because it's always caught on something. Because that's just how it works. Always and forever. Caught on something. And while the game is loading, you like the game Portal? The devs made a game called Narbacular Drop at DigiPen, and Valve asked if they wanted a job. The gels in Portal 2, a game called Tag about using a paint gun to paint walls with paint that allowed you to run, bounce, and stick to walls, which is why the Portal 2 DLC with the gels is called Aperture Tag, the Paint Gun Testing Initiative. Oh, that is so cool! That is so cool! I love that! Ha ha! Hello, Scout. He's still excited that I'm home. He's still excited that I'm home. He's such a good boy. That is such a really cool little Easter egg, Jodek. I love that. Scout's my good boy. Scout's my good boy. I'm giving him a hug. Yeah, well, I'm gonna close out of Spotify to free up a little bit more memory and such, because Palia's got its own music. It's got a pretty chill vibe. Alright, it should be closing now. I hope. Come on. There we go. Alright. Okay. Coffee a stir. Made that mushroom coffee, and I bought myself some coffee creamer, so don't have to use anybody's butter for a while. Yes, butter and coffee. Here's how you do it. You melt the butter. You put it in the blender. You pour the coffee in the blender. You add sugar. You put the lid on. You blend it. Makes for some really smooth, creamy coffee. You can use salted butter. You can use unsalted butter. You can use sweet cream butter. But yeah, use butter. You need a blender for it, but it works, and it's good. I did not use a blender for this. I just used hot water, the mushroom coffee stuff. The mushroom coffee stuff specifically that Mom doesn't use because she doesn't like it that much. And my coffee creamer and some sugar. That's it. But I am using one of those little wooden spoon stirry things that they sell. I don't think blueberries are good for There we go. Okay. Alright, looks like, having some trouble, maybe? Well. There we go, get that last fan spinning on my cooling pad. Yeah, here we go again. Touch portal's having problems. Stream's having problems. Alright, I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to close the Razer apps. Well, maybe not. I'm really not sure. Hang on. Crap. Touch portal's having problems. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna close the Razer stuff and see if that helps. Close all apps. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I've only got like 790 slots left. That ain't good.
Did you come out here to see me? Ah. Mm. Mm. Ah. Mm. Did heart rate? That's a new symptom.
You have been in my thought processes. Ah. Watch out for my Gina, would you?
Ah, there we go. Samara, pixie berries, Cernic meat, green candy egg, which I shall not. Alright, let's see. Gotta weed the garden. And harvest the peppers. And the wheat. Okay, I guess we gotta put stuff in storage now. Crap. A right-click context menu from OBS popped up for some reason. Hey, Scout, it's okay. He's whining because there was a cat in the box. Alright, let's... I'm gonna close Touch Portal on my phone, and then I'm gonna reopen it and hope that that helps. Hmm. Crap. I'm just gonna close the chat overlay and then open it up again. It sucks. Open the doors. Alright. Drink more coffee. Okay, let's see. Oh, boy. Okay, better eat something again. Alright, let's see. Let's try planting some. No, let's try planting some bok choy. Let's start over here. There we go. Alright, time to water stuff. Watering my plants. Watering my plants. I am a dude and I'm watering crops. Water, water, craps. Water, water, craps. Craps, crops. Dang it. Well, I messed that one up. I am a dude and I'm watering crops. Water, water, crops. Watering crops. And you know what? I'm gonna put some fertilizer on some of this stuff too. Let's see. Oop, didn't mean to do that much. Should probably sell some of this actually. Alright, let's put the rest of this in storage. Touch portal's still having issues. Not sure why. Alright, need to do some more storage stuff. There's the glowworms right there. Arrows there. Alright, I guess pretty much nothing with fireworks. Save zone, speed booster, minor rod health, major rod recovery, major hook time. Crap. I'm still having issues with touch portal, which it's annoying. Holy crap. Yeah, my stream is really bugging out, guys. I have no idea what's going on with this. Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna close out of Palia and just try and fix my stuff. I'm also gonna open up that bag of chips that I also bought. Sour cream and onion. Sour cream and onion is amazing. Mm. Hmm. Okay. The IP address is the same. So is the port. There we go. Touch portal's working again. Alright, now let me get my chat overlay going again. So I can actually see chat while I'm playing the game. Make myself comfortable. Try. Always caught on something. There we go. Alright. Okay. Alright. Coding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Alright, well, let's see. Let me mess around with the settings in OBS for a second. Streams. Output. That's okay. Okay. It's already set it pretty much the best for everything. Alright, let's I guess try this again. Hey, boy. Alright, let's try this one more time. Goes on top. Make unclickable. Hey, Scout. Who's a good boy?